Welcome into the Sharp Sports YouTube podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp. We'll be talking everything Denver sports and beyond. Please like and subscribe if you are a sports fan like me. Let's do this.
Welcome into the Sharp Sports Podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp, coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico, spending a day or two down here with my parents. But the Broncos still played a game on Sunday, and I'm here to react to it. Broncos, unfortunately, lost a game in Indianapolis that they had won multiple times. It was a very frustrating game to watch, especially towards the end, where the Broncos offense failed to pick up a couple of key first downs. Will Lutz missed a field goal that he would normally make. And unfortunately, the Broncos also were a victim of, I would say, a slightly questionable call at the end of the game. But unfortunately, they will call leverage at certain points. The league has made it an emphasis that they will call that is no longer allowed. And what leverage is basically you cannot jump on the opposing center, the long snapper, to get more distance in the air to try and block the kick. And unfortunately, the Broncos got called for it. A 15-yard penalty. Field goal now becomes, instead of a 60-yarder, a 45-yarder. And the Colts win in the closing seconds in Indianapolis. But the Broncos had plenty of chances to win this game long before the last 2 minutes transpired. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about what prevented the Broncos from winning this game in Indianapolis. Unlike the opening week game against the Titans, in which the Broncos offense struggled, the Broncos offense, certainly in the first half, was about as good as they've played in quite a while. Bo Nix had 3 touchdown passes by halftime. The Broncos were finally doing a well-balanced attack, running the ball as well as throwing it. And they were really hanging in there with the Colts, 21-20 at the half. But I was a little concerned in the fact that the defense was having several problems either containing Jonathan Taylor of the Colts, who's a fine, excellent running back, but also my hope for the Denver Broncos defensively was that this is a game that they could turn Daniel Jones over quite a bit and really make him struggle. And Daniel Jones played about as well in this game as he has professionally. He really picked on Pat Surtain, who did get injured through the game, but was quite frankly getting beat by various players on lots of plays throughout the game. I was really surprised at just how much they were going at Pat Surtain, they being the Colts. They really made it difficult on the Broncos. And the Broncos were just, I don't think any of their defensive players really had anything all that great in this game. It's one game. I'm not going to overreact to one game on the road in basically what is an extended preseason for the Broncos. Unfortunately, with the way the NFL plays this type of preseason now. But Broncos defense left a lot to be desired. There's a lot of guys getting paid. And quite frankly, the defensive effort was not up to the par of what it should be for the Denver Broncos. Yes, they've had some performances like this, but I really felt like they really got taken advantage of by Jonathan Taylor, who finished with 25 rushing attempts for 165 yards, and also still had 2 receptions, one in particular that went for a very long screen pass that essentially gave the Colts the lead towards the end of the game. Daniel Jones, 23 of 34, 316 yards, only took 1 sack, 1 touchdown, no interceptions for a passer rating of 107. If you had told me at the beginning of the game that Daniel Jones was going to have that kind of production for the Indianapolis Colts, along with a running game that featured Jonathan Taylor going for 165 yards, I would have been quite surprised. So I am surprised that the Broncos defense struggled this badly in this game, and I'm hoping that this is a one-off for the Broncos moving forward into next week at the Chargers. As well as Bo Nix played in the first half. The second half interception was a pass that he just can't make. It was a disastrous interception. Killed the Broncos' momentum. Really bad pass by Bo Nix. But in saying all that, the Denver defense still had a chance to stop the Indianapolis Colts. Still had plenty of chances to shut this down. And unfortunately, the Broncos offense stalled a bit there. And then because of that, they ended up settling for a Will Lutz field goal, which in that point in the game wasn't the worst thing. But unfortunately, Will Lutz missed the kick. And it seemed to sort of deflate the Broncos as the Colts managed to get the ball back and drove down. And really, the Colts were kind of almost giving the game away as they kept running into the line, essentially trying to kill the clock, I guess, but not really giving much extra yardage to their field goal kicker. And and of course, the leverage penalty, which I already mentioned, happened. And it's an unfortunate call because it's a call that I would be guessing that it really depends on the officiating crew that calls it. Some do, some won't. But it was it was obvious. And unfortunately, it puts the Broncos in a spot where the game was eventually determined by a referee's call and not by the play on the field and not by the Broncos defense that really did not have a good day, could not really contain Daniel Jones whatsoever, did not cause him to make mistakes and interceptions as I predicted. And quite frankly, it was probably the worst game of Pat Surtain's career. He got destroyed by the running back, by their fine tight end, Warren, for the Colts, and by Pittman, who pretty much ran circles around the Broncos all day long. So it's a unfortunate loss for the Broncos because it is an AFC game. It's an AFC South game, which I have the Broncos really making some hay against one of the weaker divisions in the AFC. And now the Broncos turn around and have to face the Los Angeles Chargers, who I didn't quite realize this in the scheduling quirk that is their schedule, the Chargers schedule. But they had their opening game against the Chiefs, which they won. They had a Monday night game last night against the Las Vegas Raiders, which they won even quite more handily than against the Chiefs. And now they host the Denver Broncos. So crazy because the Chargers are going to have three of their divisional AFC West games in a row to start the season. I'd have to go back and look. I can't remember an opening schedule for any NFL team in which they played three straight divisional opponents to start the season. That has to be an anomaly. But the Broncos have their work cut out for them because if they lose this game at the Chargers, which in the beginning of the season I did unfortunately have them losing, all of a sudden the Broncos not only have an AFC West divisional loss, but now the Chargers will be 3-0 already in this young season, and not only just 3-0, but 3-0 in the AFC West. I really thought the Chiefs were still going to be able to control and win the AFC West, but if the Chargers win half their AFC games in the AFC West games in the first 3 games of the season, it might be very hard to catch up with the Chargers. In which case, the Broncos and the Chiefs will be battling out for a wildcard spot. So, unfortunate loss for the Broncos against the Colts, a team that I still contend they are better than, but they did not play better than on Sunday. And if you don't play well in the NFL, you will lose. So I'll have a little bit of a more in-depth Broncos news notes reaction to the week and a little preview of the Chargers game. But I hope the Broncos defense looks at the film, makes the corrections, because the Chargers are a fine offense. And if Daniel Jones is going to do what he did to them in this game, I'm quite frankly concerned for the Charger game this coming Sunday, because this Bronco team is a balanced attack, and I just assumed that the defense would be a top 5 unit. And unfortunately, on Sunday, they played like a bottom 5 unit. Anyways, thanks for joining me. A little late tonight, but happy to join you. Once again, my name is Andrew Sharp, Sharp Sports YouTube podcast, coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico this week. And I'll be back in Denver shortly. And I look forward to chatting more Broncos with you soon. Thanks a lot.